Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy B.I.G. and you're welcome to the Express Universe channel.
Yeah.
And I'm here with
Undebu Precious. Yo, what's up, everybody? I'm the host of the Growth Station podcast.
Yeah.
And if you were with us on the Christmas special, we're back again, and this promises to be even better.
Yeah, because we actually promised to shoot a New Year's special. We promised you guys, and we're here delivering on that. And as you can see, we're still with the bros, we're still with the homies, We decided to bring them back on the channel because I believe you guys enjoyed the last one, so decided to bring them back to the channel. So you guys just go ahead to introduce yourself to new people who are watching from around the world,
Yo guys, I could not be happier than I am again to be here to speak with all of you on the New Year's special, right? Oh man, I appreciate it once again. I appreciate the host from Express Believers and again the host from Growth Station. My homie, like I say, tell us about it, man.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to this channel. My name is Daniel, and thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely.
He's a TV presenter.
Okay. So absolutely, we would like to beg you guys. So if you are new, this is your first time watching this video, we really appreciate if you subscribe and if you like this video, so that new people can also see this video and tell us what you think about it in the comment section below, right, guys?
Of course.
And for my guys on the Growth Station podcast, you know what it is. If you're listening for the first time, go ahead, subscribe, like, and comment. Don't mind my voice.
It's okay. We can agree. It's winter period.
It's difficult, bro.
It's difficult, man. We thank God for helping us through. But without wasting no time, let's get straight into the video, okay? Guys, we know this smile. We are serious. This new year that we're entering, this new year that we are now, we have a lot of things to achieve. So we're not smiling this year, yeah? You understand, Abby? Are you guys smiling?
This is true.
We're not smiling, guys, because on this video, we're trying to explain how you can make 2022 your best year ever. You understand? So that's why we're not even laughing. We are here, we mean business, you understand? So, guys, you did smile.
I'm not smile, guy. I'm not smiling.
As I was saying, what are we doing this year? What are your plans for this year, please? We cannot come and be too serious this year. If you are too serious, high blood pressure will just first take you. You will spend half in the hospital, half of the
year. My major concern now is Daniel. I don't know, I just hope he's still with us.
We are done with the
serious man.
That is too serious.
It's okay. But this year 2022 is going to be a blast, super honestly. And I learned something from superior. His name is Lukman. He said take it step by step, plan step by step. So I would have loved to have a plan for the whole year, but I'll make that very few plans for the whole year, but I would instead have more plans for every month, where at the end of every month, I can look at it and say, for this 30 days, I did some really nice things. Wow. And for the next 30 days, I will do better things than I just done. So that is the strategy
you know what?
I will share.
I just really picked up something from there. Just try to plan 1 month at a time. You get less tired when you're taking it step by step. When you're thinking about what you want to do for the whole year, and right now you're already thinking about how 2022 should end for you. Yeah. You already get tired by even the thoughts. So just take them little by little, and you'll be able to achieve more within that. You'll be able to apply more energy to 1 month.
Not just about the energy. It helps you to identify what you're in for and what you shouldn't be in for.
Yeah.
If you do something for 6 months straight, you get to know is this still working? It's not working, and then you're able to change it. So for the next 6 months, you're working on something
new.
So be consistent, on the goals.
And plus, consistency is easier when you put it in parts. When you break it down, it's easier to be consistent if you tell yourself that it's just 5 push-ups every day. If you break it down to an everyday thing, you're not worried about everything. You can be consistent with just 5. There's this guy I was talking, and he was like, I woke up this morning by 4 and I felt like going back to bed. But then I just told myself, let me just walk to the treadmill. I'm not going to do anything, but let me just walk to the treadmill. Now he walks to the treadmill and he was about to go back, and in his mind was like, you're already here. Just put it at a very slow speed, but like, even if you are not doing it, just very slow, don't rush. And before you knew, he said at the end of the day, he was running like on the treadmill, because like when you break it into pace.
I really relate to that. How? I know I'm relating to everything, but I guess we are friends, so we basically
have a relationship.
I relate to that in the sense that when you start thinking, like for example, YouTube, when you start thinking that, oh, I have to be uploading videos every week, it seems like very stressful. Like for example, I was just telling my friends that I plan to like take like 2 weeks break because of like just to stop, not edit and nothing. So I was basically not planning to drop the Christmas special and this New Year special, honestly. But what happened was that as we just began to shoot, we just like, okay, let's just shoot a New Year special, or Christmas special.
Like we started from the Thanksgiving special on Growth Station, and then we just
said, okay, let's just shoot
Christmas.
I will shot it. So we're not thinking, oh, we have to do Christmas, New Year. We're going to get like tired if we think of everything. But when you just say, okay, let me just do a Christmas special, and you just do it, you realize that, okay, it was nice. You'd say, okay, let me just do a New Year special. Like it takes me to a rule I like to apply when I'm doing stuff. I like to, like for example, I used to apply when I was jogging around. First of all, the first time I started jogging, it was so horrible. You can ask my friend, I couldn't join like half field.
It was not horrible, it was worse than horrible.
It was so horrible. But that period was like an eye-opener for me. But recently, I can tell you, like last summer, I jogged like round the field 10 times, like non-stop, and no cap. Probably out there, I will go to the field and we'll do it. We will go. Definitely, we will go. And if you guys want to see that, just comment in the comment section. I will show you.
That's your gym card. Do you still have it?
You still have the gym?
No, I actually stopped. I
substituted. So was very good fasting on the treadmill. The last time I went with him to the gym.
No,
what treadmill was that?
On the treadmill. Back then, like the gym close to your house.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one. It's all about consistency. You understand? How did I do it? I didn't think that when I want to do 10 times, I tricked my mind by telling me that, okay, we're just going half this cut. You understand? It's just like tricking your mind. And when you start, you get to the half cut, it's like there's a reward that goes into your brain that you've completed a task. Then you start a new one. So it's not like as if you've been jogging for long. It's just like you just started a new one. And your body is going to be getting tired, but your mind is still going to be renewed, like afresh. And that was what I used I used it, I applied it, and I was like, okay, this was okay. I started doing like 5 and I increased it to like 8. I was able to do 10. So if you actually cut down your work into pieces, you'll be able to do more than you thought you could do, honestly. Okay, so Daniel, what's your like plan? What was one major thing that you're planning to achieve this year? One thing you're trying to focus on very well?
Well, this year, just one thing.
Yeah.
I would like to change my diet.
Okay.
That's just one thing, just one aspect of it. Recently, like since I came to Ukraine, I've been practicing intermittent fasting, but I've not been eating cleanly. So I would like to change it, like slowly alter my diet plan. You know, when you have a long-term goal, the secret to you shouldn't look too far ahead into the future, because when you do that, your lapses, because we're human, sometimes you lapse, you are not as focused as you ought to be. You tend to get discouraged. You should just keep it to the day, like keep your focus in the present and do what you ought to do at that time. And when you lapse, it's a trick. Like when you give up, that's it, it's done. Once you give up, it's over. That's it for whatever growth you intended to make in your life. So you just have to keep with it, even if you lapse, you end up overindulging in pizza that week or something. You just
from the diet angle. So like, what was one of the reasons why you decided to take on like a better diet?
Just for my overall health, you know. I was very big for the longest time. I've lost a lot of weight. I'm not large anymore, but eating healthy is very important for long-term health. And you know, I want to be strong while I'm in fat. I don't want to become a frail old man.
You want to lose your youthful vigor.
Yes,
that's very important.
Your energy.
I think that's a very important one. So guys, you guys should try to eat healthy.
Try to eat healthy. If you need diet tips or plan, can contact Daniel. It's good. Trust me. Daniel has used like one diet and changed his weight from like he has lost how many kg with just diet plan.
And he said something that he's trying to do intermittent fasting. Though the intermittent there, we will need dictionary for that one. But fasting, it's fasting.
What it means is that you eat in an 8-hour window for the day.
Okay.
So, for example, if you have your
take
dinner,
a pen and paper now.
If you have your dinner at 9 p.m. This evening, for example, it means you won't have your first meal of the day till 1 p.m. the following day, and you stop eating at 9 p.m. You eat within an 8-hour window, which means there is a 16-hour gap between your last meal of the day and your next meal the following day. What it does is that there's a direct correlation. I don't want to get too scientific, but there's a direct correlation with how much insulin you have in your body and how much fat you store. While insulin stimulates the cells to absorb, to take in glucose, it also stimulates the formation of fat. And when you're in the fasting mode, your body will utilize fat for energy. When you're doing moderate exercise, or you are resting, doing something that you're just walking, during that fasting period, your body will utilize fat for energy. So it's just a good way to keep balance. It's not for everybody. You can. I just want to try it.
And I like that because like I personally I do like fast. Like sometimes I actually substituted going to the gym for fasting, and I think that has worked for me better. I've lost more weight than I lost when I was
fasted.
Losing weight is one thing.
Being healthy,
being healthy is another thing. You should not starve because of course you lose weight. You should also exercise.
Yeah. The reason why I did like I'm doing my fast is not because I wanted to lose weight. Losing weight was just one of the added effects. I don't know if I think I like it, but I don't really care about it, and I don't do it because I want to lose weight. You understand? I do it because
if you really keep all your exercise. You know the way the world is now, like it's very easy for people to be sedentary, sit at home all day. Most jobs are desk jobs, you know. So yeah, you have to be deliberate with it.
Okay.
It's no assurance that you will live forever, but
definitely. It's God.
Live longer than your forefathers.
One of the reasons I'm so assured that like most of like me, I can speak for myself, that I will live for longer. And I think to an extent speak for my friends that because there's purpose to life, you understand? And when you have purpose, I have a feeling. There's a reason why you're not dead. Like there are a lot of young people that died that are dead. You understand? I don't believe that I can just go outside and a car will hit me. I don't believe that honestly, because I'm not done fulfilling purpose here. And you definitely, when you know that you're not done fulfilling purpose in life, just know that. Because a lot of people actually go through that, like scare of dying, or scare of just going outside and getting.
I think it's a thing of knowing, because like it's when I started understanding that was when I started praying. Like I started praying, like in my prayers I said, like I don't want to go until I'm done. I can't go until I'm done. Like I have to like die empty. Like I can't die full. So I have to die like empty. So God is your Father, and He's the one that brought you here. Like you're here for a reason. So if you communicate with Him, because there was this guy in the Bible that they told him that the prophet came to tell him that God said you should prepare that you'll be dying, and the guy went to God and said, if I die, see all the things that I've done. See all the things that I've done. And he started pointing out things that he has done and that he does for God. And then God added, I think, about 5 more years to his life. So that is like you using God's word, like to like coming to Him as a father and like talking to Him and like saying, you know, I have purpose. You know, like destinies depend on me, like on my purpose. Trust
that's
me,
the
like
thing.
Everybody, like you have a purpose that
people don't just
people
die.
depend on.
People don't just die. People don't know that. Although you can, if you don't, there's a principle. I'm not saying people don't die. I say people don't just die. Like, things don't just happen. Yes. There are principles to the way things are being done, especially when you're a bit open to the spiritual like part of life. You understand it a bit, and you studied and you've learned the spiritual part of life, whether good or bad. There are people that have learned the negative part, and they know that people don't just die. They know there are procedures. Although this is not what we like decide to plan to do, but we don't know why the spirit is leading us to that, and probably someone is out there that normally has that scare that
fear of death.
I might just even die, maybe go out tomorrow, and so it carry with you. No, things don't just happen like that. You know, keep praying, keep, you know, speaking to God, and you know,
you should not live your life under the fear of death.
Yeah.
No one knows when he or she is going to die.
Yeah.
But you just have to ensure that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, living right with your Creator.
Yeah.
So I do have something to say.
Yeah.
So most people believe that because we're changing year, many things about us automatically changes. There's this mentality is a very natural one. We won't blame ourselves for it. Like, I already have this mentality that from Monday I will start to act differently. You know, it's already there. Just like on your birthday, after your birthday, you are saying, "Oh, what I did last year, I wouldn't do." Now, motivation is one thing. It's only 10% of how well you will perform. The rest is the discipline. So if you really want to be different in 2022, if you want 2022 to be your best year, don't just be motivated to change. Also act upon your motivation. Make use of the energy you're getting whilst you're motivated. And now I would also like to focus on another thing they call affirmations. We need to identify the difference. I will be great, right? First, identify why you said that. Next year will be a better year. Why? How bad was it this year? If you identify how bad was it this year, you will know how well next year can be. I want to be wealthy. How much do you have, and how much do you want to have? I want to grow next year. How did you grow this year? How do you want to grow next year? To what extent? If you don't put a measure to it, you would just
that's
you're just running in circles.
And there's this video I saw, speaking of what he said, like where the guy was like, next year, like, see, like some people are like, I can't wait to see what next year has in store for me. Next year has nothing for you. Like 2022 has nothing for you. 2022, you only have something for 2022. Is this, if you don't change what you're doing, 2022 is going to be the same freaking year 2021 was.
It's only days and numbers.
If you don't change your mindset, 2022 is going to be the same year. So if you want, like Jim Rohn will always say, for things to change, you have to change. Like, if you want 2022 to be your best year yet, the first key is to focus on you. Don't focus on the year, don't focus on any other thing. And like he said, affirmations are good. But you need to break down these affirmations, understand like how is this? You understand? Where am I starting from? Where do I want to go? Let me say, I'll buy.
I feel like
my day of bears.
I feel like the most important thing about New Year's, why I'm so excited, is that we have a full calendar year again, and that's one thing that everyone has: time. You understand? The New Year just gives you opportunity of having a new. It's like time one, although it doesn't change anything. It's still like a regular Monday, it's still in another day, but it just provides you that full calendar year that, okay, this year you are planning to do something, and most people use it well, while most people don't.
So let's assume that
you shouldn't demarcate your progress by the change of the year.
By change of the year,
when you have made the decision to change something about yourself, to grow in a certain area, you have to keep with it.
I'm telling you.
Don't divide by years.
Like Lamelo said, like same me. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to say something. Okay. Let's assume that your life is a book, and every day is a page, and every year is a chapter.
Yeah.
So what happened in 2021? We wrote them down
in a chapter. Yeah.
Now the only difference between 31st and the 1st, or the last day of the year and the first day of the year, is just the changing of the page to the next chapter.
Yeah.
Now what happens is, imagine if you repeat everything you wrote here in chapter 21, you repeat them and write them in chapter 22.
Sorry,
What kind of book would that be?
Still the same.
Still the same chapter.
Not just that, it's going to be a very boring book.
Very boring book.
Like no one would want to repeat pages that have the same content all over again. And when I was young, my dad, my first mentor, used to say something to me. He said, when I was younger, thank you, scholar. When I was younger,
with all these beards,
you can't blame me for this.
It's the old man.
It's a thing of the man.
Yeah.
So when I was much younger, my dad used to say something. He said, when you have a lot of options, you can use them as you please. But when you have only one, you got to make use of it the best way. The life you have is one. The chapter of 21 comes only once. The chapter of 22 comes only once. You don't have 22 times of 2022. Once 2022 is gone, it's never coming back. You can never rewrite that chapter. So always make sure to write interesting stories on your chapter every page.
Yeah. And you don't want your story to be boring.
Yeah, you don't want your story to be boring.
And also, don't get caught up in the trend of being busy, pursuing your ambitions while young and it's an outlook.
Okay, like concerning
take the time, to talk to your family.
Talk to your family, yeah.
So very important.
That's very important.
Don't neglect your family and your friends.
Like recently, I was feeling like a bit down earlier this week, and I spoke to my mom, and I just started getting better automatically. Like I just started feeling
Same thing happened to me.
better.
Same thing.
Like talk to your family. If you're living outside the country, you're living for my people in Ukraine. Call your mom. Sometimes you get too busy, like you don't call home. Okay, so moving to like the last part of this video. Okay, if there is one thing that you would like to change in last year and this year, what would that be? One. Then also, like, if you could give one tip to the person listening right now to make 2022 the best year they've ever lived, what would that be?
Okay, Miles Monroe said, purpose is you, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you need to identify your purpose, because that's identifying you. And you without you is gonna I don't know how to put it, but it's non-existent.
Like you're not existing.
You're not existing.
Yeah.
So that's the same way you are without purpose. You have what I want to do, or what I want to advise everyone to do as well, is identifying purpose. And the only way to identify purpose is by diligence and discipline with patience that will lead to consistency for growth. I will repeat it. Diligence and discipline with patience, because it takes a lot of patience to be disciplined, and it takes a lot of discipline to be patient. And once you're able to combine all three, consistency won't be a problem. So this consistency we're talking about all the time, you're able to discipline yourself every day. If next time you just see it as a habit, and habit a culture a lifestyle, and lifestyle is you. So you adjust it. You understand?
Too much wisdom.
Too
much wisdom. Take wisdom, finish me.
Wisdom will scrape your cap.
My friend, the entire eye.
Close up.
Orange is the way. Orange is the way.
But that was so profound. I mean, you made so much sense on that. For me, I wanted to divide it, but I just feel like, okay, let me let everybody speak. For me, I'll come a bit from the spiritual side, and this is why I'll do that, because when I started growing spiritually, it changed my year. And I said something, 2021 being the best year of my life. Did I mention it last time? Because I started growing spiritually. You understand? So if there will be any advice, if you've not started that journey, start it today. If you started, come up here. If you are higher, go even higher. You understand? There's a whole message about come up here on my channel. If you've not watched it, make sure you watch it, because it's just like for every new level, you have to be on a higher level, both mentally, spiritually, and socially, for you to be able to move to that next level that you are trying to access. You understand? So if there's anything I would advise someone this year, to be to to go deeper in God, discover more about yourself, your spirit man. You understand? There is a spirit man. Discover more about yourself, and as I'm saying, purpose is also a very important thing in life. Okay.
Purpose is not a thing. It is you.
Purpose is very important for you to get purpose. And I also wanted to say that when you're living purpose, when you're living a life of purpose, it's like every day is like you just parked your car. You entered back and you continued your journey. Even the new year is like as if because there are still dreams that I didn't fulfill this year. That there are still things that I was not able to do this year or do last year that I'm doing this year. So it's not a new thing that I'm doing. Like it's not something that, oh, this new year I just want to come and just discovering something. It just fell from the sky. No, I've had dreams that I have that I'm going to fulfill in this year, and there are dreams that I will get this year that I will fulfill next year. So when you are living a life of purpose, it's like continuous. It's not something that is just starting, or it's not something that ended already. It's something that is continuous. So I'll still repeat it: get purpose and live.
So how about you, Daniel?
Purpose.
Well, I'm going to say, like, keep with it. Like, what I mean by keep with it is, you might be impressed with something. There's something you want to do. We have a lot of whims, like as human beings. Some of them are not worthwhile, but some are. And you start, and there are some discouraging hitches. But keep with it. You don't want to look back and say, oh, what would have happened if I did this? Giving up is always a trap. You feel inclined to give up, but this usually things give because of sheer persistence. So just keep with it. Whatever it is that you want to do, you know you want to do it. We can usually tell when something is important. It's not a mere whim. So just keep with it and
keep going.
See where it leads you.
Continue.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
I'm telling you.
Quitters never win. Winners never quit.
Motivational speaker out.
Sorry, wrong motivation.
For me, like, I would say something that like really affected me this year, and I would like to change like, next year. Yeah, in 2021, something that affected me in 2021 that I like to change in 2022. And if you are out there and you are experiencing this, you need to pay attention. Like, it's that sense of relaxation you get after completing a task that prevents you from going further. It makes you kind of lazy, like you just kind of fall back. Maybe you had tasks to do, like you had plans and goals, and then because you covered a huge milestone, you felt so accomplished, and then your strength went from like up to like
gratification.
Like self-gratification, like early gratification. You took it like too early, took your rest too early. There was I can't remember this guy. I think it was ET Inspires talking. He said he was watching one of these athletes. They won a trophy, and he was like, "Let me rest," and he was like, "Okay, now we're done resting. Now let's go. Let's continue." So that happened to me, and that really slowed down my pace this year. And I learned something. The reason why that happens is because the thing you did, you took it too much at a time. It's, for example, you are in the gym, you are pulling weights, and normally you pull 60 kg. If you go for 70 kg, maybe you normally do like 60 kg reps. Like
60 kg.
Sorry. I mean bench press.
Is a monstrous human
bench presses. Yeah, the people that do, but like bench presses. Yeah, let's say you're doing 60 kg bench presses normally, and you do it for like 3 reps. Then you go to the gym one day, and you feel like I'm way past 60 kg. But instead of trying 65 or 70, you just go for like 75, and you are able to pull 75 5 times. You would not do like any other bench press. Like when you come to the gym, bench presses won't feel like same to you. Kind of like your vigor for it kind of feel, because you feel like you've accomplished a milestone because you took too much at the time. The best thing to do after clearing, like when you want to make plans or something, is to actually break them down. If you see that you are like taking too much at a time, always make sure you either break it down. Like taking a break is good, but like break it down so it doesn't feel to your mind like you are taking on a very big task. Because when you finish a big task, trust me, the amount of rest your body wants to get after a task is directly proportional to the way it sees the tasks.
Yeah.
If it feels like it has it was a very big task, then it wants to take a very big rest. But if it feels like this wasn't that much, then it takes a little rest. For example, you want to make 100,000. It's good to spread it across the year. But if, for example, you say you want to make 100,000 this year, like scale your business up to 100,000, and you put 70,000 from January to August. You understand what I'm saying? If you put 70,000 from January to August, when you get 70,000, you might never get to 100,000 that year, because your mind feels like
you've done 100,000
and we got 70,000. You might never go past 70,000. Like you might get like 75, 80. But because your brain feels like, so it's good you spread it out across the year, or spread it like so it looks like, oh, it's 100,000 we're going for. We only made 10. Your mind never wants to relax and like calm, because it understands that there's still a lot to do. Like that says, trick your mind. Your mind can easily be tricked. Like it doesn't it only feeds on what you give it. It doesn't have a control of its own. It only takes what you give it. Like I said in one of the episodes of my podcast, the mind is like soil. It will take whatever seed you place, it will process it, and it will give you back fruit when you need it. So it's the seed you put. So always put in your mind like the seeds to help you understand that this thing I'm doing right now is just a small chunk of what I want to do. But at the same time, like Daddy said, don't forget to also recognize what you've done. Always be able to still say, I did this. You understand? Like be grateful, kind of like, don't be, because I feel like if you are accomplishing like always and always, and you're never taking a break to look at a bit of like what you've accomplished or something, you live in misery.
Of an inscription. Dame's recent, like the Dame Sevens, be your own fan. It's okay to give yourself a pat on the back.
A pat on the back.
Can I add something?
True.
Okay, there is a wise Asian proverb that says, whatever is done, do not dwell much on it. And whatever is past, do not focus or depend on it. Now, this is very, very much related to everything that we have done this year. So if we notice that we did not accomplish anything, like for some people that felt like, I didn't do well enough this year. Like, I think I didn't do anything this year. I will tell you something, first of all. Don't dwell, don't think about it. Like, don't make it as part of your thought as you're going into next year. Oh boy, this is April. Last year, not do anything. No, April. Never did anything. It will affect you and it will slow you down. It will really slow you down, because now you're thinking like time is not on your side. And I also learned that whatever you put some people work best with time. Others do not work with time. They work with quantity. So for instance, if you're a person that works with time as your limit, like you need to, by this time of the day, you need to have accomplished this as anything at all, you do it that way. But if you're a kind of person that say, even in 6 months, 7 months, I need to accomplish 7,000, like put it in quantity, 7,000 pounds, $8,000, this and that. It's better for you to work in quality if you're that kind of person, quantity, than for you to work in time. Because if you misplace it, you will work so poorly, and the results will be really bad.
Okay, I also wanted to say something I learned this year, and I would like to advise someone out there. Don't act based on your feelings, you know? Just like what we said, you can trick your mind. Your mind is basically, it's like a tool.
It's a tool.
I also have a video that's talking about the concept of the mind as a door. It's just like concept just come into your mind, and you can actually use your mind, like feed it with the right things, the things which you want. Like if you want to develop yourself on any topic, any aspect, just feed it with enough information, and you begin to, like once it's saturated enough, you begin to emit those qualities. You understand? So if you're saying you want to act based on your feelings, sometimes you might not feel like doing some things, but you need to do it anyways. Now, you can act your way into feeling, or it's easier to act your way into feeling than to feel your way into acting. Like the most things that you need to do, you might not feel like doing them all the time. It's not as if footballers don't feel like playing football all the time. Pastors don't feel like going to church all the time. teachers don't feel like teaching.
Don't feel
Like,
Like doing it all the time. Like sometimes
basically,
you don't
like
feel like
the human
doing
body
things.
is we are wired
designed to
in
be
the
lazy.
direction to go in the direction of least resistance.
Yeah, least
The
resistance.
most comfortable way, like where we are built to
Yeah.
go for the best comfort, like comfort.
For comfort. And the funny thing is, that same thing you don't feel like doing. When you start doing it, most times you will notice that you start enjoying it.
Just know that a small start is as good as, is better than not starting at all.
Yeah, because when you start, like especially when it's something that you need to do, you're going to be more happy that you did it than you didn't do it. Like that, the fact that you've completed that task is going to be like, oh, sometimes if the days you don't feel like going to work, those days end up being the most like fun days at work or fun days at school. Something end up happening, like you didn't feel like going to school. You understand? So it's easier to act your way into feeling than to feel your way into act. So when you don't feel like doing something, just like what that guy did in the morning, he just said, let me just walk to the treadmill. You find out that you start, I've done this one, let me just finish it. Just say, let me just
I've
do
done that,
half.
like, because like this year I started like doing a lot of push-ups every morning, and I've woken up on lots of mornings that I didn't feel like doing push-ups at all, and I'll just tell myself, okay, this morning we're not going for a huge amount, let's just start with something small. Let me not like start like, but we just say like, let's start with, okay, something small, just let's go for 100.
Let's go for
And
just
boom,
100.
like before you know, you're going. Like
Keep
you go and
going.
go and when you get to 100,
you want to do more.
Yeah, you want to do more. I remember that day where BID was like, you can do more. You can do more.
Why I say that? Because when you finish a task, there's something that's released for men, especially when it's work. It's dopamine is released in the body, or testosterone. I don't know, one of the two. And when that is released, it's a feel good. It's dopamine, right? It's a feel good hormone. Thank you. It's a feel good hormone. And what that does is it energizes you for the next step. And that's what I used in the first time I shared that the fact that I divide my tasks. When I finish, like if you just feel like, oh, I'm going 2,000 miles away, like that dopamine is not going to be released until you get to that 2,000 miles. And what's your guarantee that you won't get tired? Yeah, so I'm sure you guys really learned a lot from what we have shared and what we've spoken about. All these things we are trying to tell you that we are also going to apply it in our own life. So we are not above the law, So I don't know why I needed to say that, but we're not perfect also. So from this channel, from this station, we really love you guys, and we say once more that if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you are subscribed, share to a friend so that they can also come subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. And
always appreciated. Always.
Appreciate the people, boy.
What can I say?
Well,
thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a
for
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, guys.
From the boys.
Happy New Year, guys. And let us know if you like this collabo and if you want to see this more often, so that we're able to be dragging, No, they love it here though. We're able to be bringing them on channel more often. You guys,
especially my homie.
Yeah.
Because here with the
homies, and we're here right now
with the homies.
Peace out.
Nice.
Bye.